Good morning. Welcome to Laurel Park. Naomi Tucker here with Keith Fustel alongside me. Glad to have you with us for this Thursday. We have 9 races on offer as usual. And as now we kind of come accustomed, there definitely are a couple of races that are quite deep in here.
Yes.
And I mean, that allows us to test our handicapping skills, right? And maybe get a price.
I love it. I mean, the challenge, it stinks for a line maker because you can really kind of be made to look like a fool some of these races. I think we're usually pretty consistent. That's the one thing I will say from a line standpoint. The line's consistently good at a racetrack, and then you see money flow in on a horse that, say is 10 and now at 3.
Yeah.
Wake up. I mean, that horse is live. So,
Yeah.
you see times a lot of people want to beat on a line maker because of that. No, a good line maker is going to be consistent. If that money is off on that, that's usually smarter money. So that's a lesson to the people. And for the people who like to bash the line makers, that's good. That's done for my rant for the day.
I was going to say, did you have something else to add
everything
here?
else, it's a beautiful Thursday. No, but again, that's what you like. You like the challenge. I've even got to know.
Yeah.
Tough races to line. That was the whole way through. This card, prices, we're going to have them. We had them. Like Sunday when we laid off, we had an early pick 5, $3,000, a late pick 5, $4,000. With havable horses, you strung together some $12, $14 winners. You have great payoffs, and that's what you're getting right now here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. It's tricky for us, but also a lot of fun to try and figure out who can be that upset and where the money is moving. Of course, keep an eye on the board, especially a couple of minutes to post. A lot of things still change before the gates open. But let's have a look at what's coming up. Of course, tomorrow it's Friday, which means that the Stronach 5 is back once again. And, well, Keith, I'll let you talk about the wager this week.
The wager, it's always good, right? What did we have last week? $99,000.
Nearly $100,000.
Yeah, one ticket. So, it always pays much better. They call it Overlay City. It's the song that Rodman and Peter kind of putting together, collaborating on down there. It'll be a hit single here, I guess, within racing circles soon. But no, it's something you've got to go. We're going to start out, on Friday, Maryland Jockey Club, race 7 here at Laurel Park, Gulfstream. Back to Laurel, Golden Gate, and Gulfstream again, comprising the races. Look forward to it every Friday.
Yeah, same here. It's not easy handicapping, but I enjoy it, especially because we have so many different tracks involved, the whole Stronach family together. And of course, when Santa Anita starts up again as well, we'll have their races being a part of the sequence too. So it really, truly is a national wager. Now, we're coming close to Thanksgiving week, and if you're not doing anything on Thanksgiving Day, or if you are meeting family and friends later on that evening for a wonderful feast, do come and join us. On the Thursday we have a pie giveaway. On the Friday and Saturday we have 5 stakes races, 450 grand in total. The Politely Stakes, the Howard and Sonder Benra Memorial, the Richard Small, the City of Laurel, the Safely Kept. So many good races coming your way. And look at that. I mean, the pie giveaway, I know I feel like a broken record because all I keep saying is that clearly there's going to be pie. Apparently it's very good. I haven't had one myself yet from the giveaway. So I feel like, I have to test this.
Yes.
I have to try this out.
You have to. Throw the diet away, the calories. No, they go out, especially on Thanksgiving Day. We'll work
Cheat
it off
day.
later.
It's a cheat day.
Yeah, when the new year starts, maybe we'll get down to business. But I'll be packing on the pounds throughout from here to Christmas. So I love to eat.
Well, what's wrong with that?
No.
Holidays, friends,
Yes.
good food. I think
Gambling,
that too. And you can do that with us here at Laurel Park on that Friday and Saturday and on Thursday. And if you are playing a wager or two, why don't get your past performances for free? Go to xbtv.com to download them daily for all the Stronach family tracks, Santa Anita, Gulfstream Park, Golden Gate Fields, the Maryland Jockey Club tracks of Laurel, and when we're running at Pimlico as well. Let's get going here.
Let's roll.
With the track conditions, we aren't on the turf, but we are on the main track. And look, the sun is out. It's actually quite a balmy day.
This might be it. I'm not sure from this kind of temperature standpoint. 65, beautiful, beautiful day. I know things are going to drop off and get a little chilly later in the week. Hopefully we can get back onto the turf course. We've got some races carded, but the racing office is doing a great job. All in all, these fields are staying together quite well. But beautiful day today. If you can get out here and get out on the apron, please do so. Enjoy this fine weather.
Yeah, let's get going with the first race on the card. Early pick 5 starts right here. 6 furlong distance. Fillies and 3 old and up. Optional claim a starter allowance. Now, I kind of wondered if Gifted Heart was going to line up. I think it was about a 4 or 5 day turnaround or something on the top of my head. So she's not lining up in here, which does leave the door open perhaps for some speed and Sick Pack Sarah. I see that you landed on her in here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a reach, but but she is the speed of speed. They've taken the Lasix off, and you saw the improvement last time out clearly. Definitely a softer bunch that was an off track. She's going to have to run that number back again on a fast track against a little tougher. But she's quick. You go back on the go back. She beat some okay horses, going back in the springs. She's the one to catch. We know the racetrack plays towards speed.
Yep.
Definitely. Decoupage, I guess, is your horse maybe to beat, looking at the consistency with her. She's just been really good year in and year out.
Yeah, and she kept that 2 Other Than company for a little bit as well, and then got down to the starter level. So it feels like this race is setting up nicely for her. I think she might just get a toe from Sick Pack Sarah, but I do have to respect the fact that Speed has been doing well here. And if she doesn't get challenged, Sick Pack Sarah, I think she could possibly hold on, but you'll have Decoupage kind of breathing down her neck in the final stages. Both of us used the 4 and the 5 underneath, but it feels like the 2 and the 3 are the horses in race number 1. And then in race number 2, we do start the early pick 4 sequence. What did your early pick 4 pay last time out? I think it was pretty good, wasn't it? Over $400?
I think it was over six
600
on Sunday. Yeah,
Shows
so
you
that
my
was
memory
good.
here.
So we've got a couple lately. They'll carry us. So putting a little bit back more than I'd like to in this one, these are tough races. I think we're going to have some good payouts here, so we've got to invest a little more. 5, 7, 11 to get you started. 3 deep. Race 2 off the turf. We're going to go a mile on the main track. Race 3, 4 deep in there. I couldn't get super confident. Now maybe you guys have one in there. I don't know. I go 1, 6, 7, 8. Race 4 with the 2, 3, and 4. Those are maidens, the 2-year-old fillies. Going 7/8, tricky race there. Nobody running extremely fast yet. And wrap it up, 2 deep in the 5th, 4 in the 8. I could have gone 3 or 4 more horses in there. I think Galatians could be used for a price. Boss Logic, Big Venezuela. We have a video of that one. That's your start, $36.
That race 5 I thought was a wide open affair. I'm quite surprised that you only used 2 horses in there.
I had to chop the ticket somewhere, and there we go. Hopefully we can get to the 5th.
I think you will. I'm just wondering about the 5th. We'll get to that in due course. That was definitely a spread race for me. Optional claim as starts allowance race number 2. We're not on the turf, so we are racing on the main track, that 1 turn 1 mile. My top selection, you have her on top here as well. Isabella. I had her on top when this race was still on the turf and the field was still holding together as a price play. Now, I think she's absolutely capable of running very well on the main track. You saw that last time. And she did break her maiden going long on the dirt as well. I think she finds an easier group. I think she's going to sit a beautiful stalking trip. I see this going her way here. Yeah,
there is some speed in here. And she's going to have to deal with #Lucky, who is back, who's very quick. She made a move into a pretty good pace into the teeth of it and kept on battling, was dueling early, just a slight fade late. I give her a slight advantage over the one just because the one from that inside post might have to be used a little too much. But if she clears, obviously, and relaxes, could be a little different story. But I like Isabella. She's got bottom side on the turf, going for that route side. I think it can carry over and translate to the main track. She's a stayer around in this group in a wide open second race.
I do feel it's wide open. But both of us did look towards Taylor's Chrome as well for Charles Frog. They went very hard early in her last outing. That was over that 1 turn mile that she's seeing again here. She was chasing the leader. I like that she still kind of held on. Did leave a little bit on the track early, it felt like, but I think she can try and either sit tactically or try and take over early. She has that higher draw. I always think that gives you a little bit of options, plenty of time before the bend as well. Horatio remains on board, so he was on her last time out. I think this can work out for her.
I think she's kind of a stayer in the group, one of these proven going a route of ground on the main track, Naomi, and long distance love. I mean, it's interesting. We have the same 3. She's in good form right now. She might have to run just a shade faster. She got the 7/8, back to the 6, okay. She's going to be up close. Jockey trainer have been doing well together. She's a fool to Curly Fox. When you looked at the breeding, went back and looked at this morning, Curly Fox won, Sunday, I think, last race, going a route of ground, going the 1 turn mile for Kieran. So should have the ability to get the trip.
Yeah, I was taking the number 7 long distance love on the fact that she cleared the non-2 life quite handily last time out, so perhaps can keep moving forward. But you're right, she has to step up a little bit in terms of her speed figures. But that's okay. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt to use underneath as well. Race number 3, 6 furlongs the distance for fillies and mares, claiming 16 to 14,000. We do have a video spotlight here on the number 1. I use her underneath. You have her on top in here. That is Devilish of Favorable. drop Fuki Lake. We're looking back a little bit further back. This was September, where she did sit in a nice spot sort of behind the pace with some room on the outside. We like that. Moved on and really charged down the lane. I thought that was quite impressive.
She's going to have to come back to this race. This is a filly that will hang. She will flatten out if that run isn't timed perfectly. So we've got Forest Bush. She knows this filly. You're looking at the flow of this race. Their speed, Unrequited Love, is quick. Ellie Bennett's going to chase. Ivory Lynn Minnetonka, with X-Man is going to be sent from that outside into the flow. So just the fact that she's going to be able to save that ground, I actually maybe like her a little bit better in 5.5 than 6. It's got to be timed perfectly, but the ability to save ground just might get her over the top today.
I thought she was interesting underneath, but I did go with the speedster in here, Unrequited Love. You're right, there is an abundance of pace in here. That's not ideal for her, but look, she dropped steeply from that Maryland-bred allowance company that she's been keeping. I think this group might allow her to kind of carry that speed a little bit further. Look, they're going to pressure her early, but she's ran against some tough horses, Princess Coco-Chin, Polished Gal. There's none of those in here. I feel like this is just a little bit of class relief that's going to carry her a long way. Can she deal with some pressure? Yes, in the past she's ran against Speedsters and held her own. So I think she'd be okay.
She's a 4-time winner, working this condition to her advantage again. I know there's a little bit of a weight deal going there, but she's proven she could be the speed of the speed. Little hiccup by Minnetonka out of the gate. And she clears, she very well could be going for a barn that's just doing great guns, going great guns with the dirt sprinters. That's Rodolfo Sanchez Solomon.
Yeah, and you used the number 6, Marine Loves Franca. I guess also that sort of angle of a lot of speed in front of her, something to target. We know she runs some of her better races. When they go a pretty decent early clip, seemingly sets up for her quite nicely too.
Yes, last time on a fast main track, a 72 buyer at Delaware. Now she goes third off the claim, a turn back, little excuse going longer. Yeah, things I think will be, going hot and heavy up front allows her to settle. I think she can sustain a run and close into this. I think it's possible here. Third time for Claudio on a little bit of a drop. Our Avery Land, another multiple or 3-time winner. Hard to leave off the ticket as well, has that tactical speed and can kind of make a move into a quick pace.
Yeah, first off the claim for Mikey Gorham as well. And just in really strong recent form. I mean, kind of a little hiccup perhaps last time out. Looks to return to sort of those mid-60, higher 60 buyers, but I think that's very much capable. And she doesn't need the lead per se. She can kind of just sit off it as well, which I think gives her a better opportunity in this spot. Race number 4 started the Rainbow Pick 6. We have a carryover for the Rainbow Pick 6 of about $5,526. That's a good amount to get you started with here on this Thursday. In race number 4, as usual, we have 9 races. We do start this Rainbow Pick 6 sequence in here. I know Callie has created a ticket, so we'll talk about that when she's on set with me this afternoon as well. 7 furlongs a distance. Filly's 2-year-old trying to get that first career victory on board, claiming 16 to 12,500. Both of us landed on the number 4, Skylar's Lady. We do have a video of her last race where, well, the start didn't really go her way. She bears out, takes another runner with her doing so. You can see her there. Didn't help with that outside post. There was so much speed on her inside that she couldn't really, be able to get that forward placing that she had to start on, which seemingly is one of the places she wants to be. Of course, the Frocks, they like to send their horses forward. Just didn't really work out for her, but I like the kind of sneaky, relentless, continued, drive down the lane here.
Exactly. And right behind her in the green cap is Martha Rita, who was the one bothered out of the gate. She's back in here today as well, so she made a move into it to get close. She didn't bring the finish, though, that Skylar's Lady did. I thought Skylar's Lady kept on going pretty well through the wire. I'll use her this race. There's not a lot you can depend on in race 4. If you can go a host 5, 6, 7 deep, you probably should if you've got a good opinion in the other races around it. Donnelly, maybe I like first time barn here. The move into Hugh McMahon I think is going to be a factor. Toby's Girl with the speed, even though albeit it was going longer, but made a pretty good second half mile, carried out to 3/4. It plays against this group at 7/8 of a mile.
Yeah, no, I think Kobe's girl is going to enjoy the fact she's going to go a furlong less than what she did last time out. And perhaps she can hold on to the lead a little bit longer. She does find herself on the front. I use Magic in Me on the rail as well for Marius Ray Jr. We know Marius Ray has been doing really, really well with his runners, especially at these kind of levels. Just, very tough, keep on finding. Kind of a slight drop as well from that maiden 25 level back down to here. Looking for her to continue improving. Now second start with the Saray Barn as well. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the final couple of races for today. Hello, everyone. We're at Laurel Park. We're on race 5. And to me, this is one of the most competitive heats of the day. First level allowance, 1 turn mile on the main track. And look at our selections. I think it kind of shows that there isn't one horse that is an out-and-out top choice in here. Perhaps we can start with the number 10, Big Venezuela, who's in my exacta. You have him in third. We look back at his race not too long ago, which I think was his last race here. Yep, that was at first level allowance as well. Look, he sat in a nice pocket spot, but unfortunately for him, sometimes we do see that the rail doesn't always open in time. And that was the case on that day.
That was the case. On a field, when you really break it down, equal to maybe slightly better than what the majority of these kind of raced against last out. Big Venezuela, Bruno Tesori's got this horse in really good form right now. I know you see Avoided Claim 3 races back, but he's just a different horse. He overcame a lot of adversity 2 races back. Then he showed his normal forward speed, the speed there, and was able to kind of settle. He was a little bit keen going back on his races, a little extra. Now they've got him right. He's got a post in which he can break cleanly and get put into the race and really kind of spy the horses to its inside. So gives the jock a chance to get good position early. I think he stays around for this trip.
I agree with you, and I like indeed that higher draw, because if he does want to make a move into it, you might see that he has some room to do so on the outside, and he's not forced to sit and wait. And I agree, he seems a lot more relaxed. You saw that. He was kind of very patiently waiting in the pocket there. He wasn't really fighting his jockey. That was good to see. What a cleaner trip. I think he's got a major chance in here, but as I said, this is a spread race for me. I feel like I could certainly go one or a different few ways. You landed on the number 4 in here, Abuelo Paps. Look, I have a lot of respect for this 4-year-old. He's been running at this level for a very, very long time. Doesn't get the win seemingly on board, but then one day he did when he did get disqualified and played second, so I kind of felt for him a little bit there. But he does turn up every single time. I feel like for me, he's possibly a horse to kind of use underneath, although he did win 2 starts ago. I just like a couple of others in here just a touch better. I feel like he's had that win. He doesn't win that often, so I see him more like running in the placings here. But you think that this is going to work, especially the distance as well, stepping back up?
I'm hoping. I mean, you nailed it right on the head there. I mean, this is just a wide open race. So the key with Abuelo Paps is he's got positional speed. He won going away at 7 furlongs. It took him a long time to get through that condition. It was a state-bred ale, but it was a good group. Okay, pretty close to this. That last race wasn't bad. It wasn't bad in the slot. With trouble in mid-stretch, the way he kind of widened at 7/8 with that wide trip, I think, again, with a good break, he can draft in behind horses and finish. I'm not looking for that big, sharp run. I'm looking for a steady kind of a grind from the top of the stretch home. I think he's the type that can do it, and maybe even Chambo, who ran big second off the claim last time behind a hot horse in Playman. Yeah, so there you go.
Champa, I also think that the stretched out kind of worked for him in his last outing, which is the same distance as he'll face today. Was wondering if he was going to get tired. Has been racing quite frequently, 13 days till it was his last race. Before that, 6 days. Just wondering if he's going to be at the peak condition here, because like I said, just a few others in here that do seem on the up and up. I landed on Boss Logic for trainer Dale Capuano. Didn't have the best of races in his last. I'm forgiving him for that. Second after a break, I think he's going to come back to a distance he likes more. And look, the race before he took a break, optional claimer one other than, he won against stakes winner Shackled Love. He really kind of showed his his hand there, the talent he has. Ran in the Hef Stakes perhaps was a little bit outmatched there, but this group here, to me, seems like Boss Logic, if he returns to the form that he showed before the break, he should be able to run away with them. He's
the type of horse, if he kind of wants to, he might be able to run them off their feet early as well and really kind of be aggressive and get put into the race. He's taken pressure before at 7/8 and gone on. I liked him last time. Now I come back off of him. I probably have him lined too high at 10, but, kind of glancing real quick, will the people just kind of look at that last race and come on? They might. Maybe you get 5 or 6. I don't think I would want to take anything less than 9-2 or 5 on Boss Logic, but Barnes doing well. He has that speed to be put right in the race and stay around. Yeah,
this is a very
I'm not going to knock anybody in here too tough.
I agree because, like you said, I didn't use Abuelo Paps, but I have massive respect for the horse. He does turn up every single time. Is he going to get the win? I'm not sure, but definitely want to use underneath as well. I actually thought his victory against Airport was quite impressive 2 starts ago too. So there are so many ways you can go in here. For me, if you are playing your exotic bets, you want to spread in race 5. I think you can find the value in here.
I mean, your minimum exacta in race 5 when you're looking at the will plays and everything. I'll be shocked if it's like, it should be around $45-50. I mean, the money just should be spread all over the place in here. So, yeah, my advice is from a gambling standpoint, take 2 horses you like that are maybe between 6 and 8 to 1, hopefully. Taking top and bottom with a few horses. Saw the other day a 6 to 1, 6 to 1. The exacta pay $200. That's what happens in races like this, where things just are kind of inscrutable.
Yeah, no, I love races like this. It's trying to figure out what the puzzle might be, and that could be by boxing a couple of horses for your exacta, like you just highlighted. Race number 6, optional claim starter allowance here, 6 furlong the distance, and both of us ended up landing on the number 4, Jackie A, for trainer Dale Capuano. You got quite the stat for him here, and I must admit, I was kind of swinging back and forth between Jackie A and the number 1 Absolved. This swung me into the direction of the Capuano barn, for sure.
It definitely has to do much better than last. Was against a slower pace, but the protect move here I like. Jackie A, Dale Cap, last 5 years, 9 for 12, 75%, 11 for 12 in money. First Lasix in dirt sprints. That's excluding the first-time starters. Took those out of the equation there. The ROI is 322. I think can get good position here with a good break. Doesn't have a ton of early speed, but I think with the blinkers and everything, you'll see a more forward Jackie and a little better finish.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I did create a ticket here for the late pick 4 sequence. I used 2 horses in here, a key around Jackie A and the number 1 Absolved. Like I said, those were my main interests in this spot. And then in race 7, I go 3 deep using the 1, the 6, and the 10. I like Royal number 3rd after the break. Had a bit of trouble in his last time going long. I like him coming back here, but I landed on the number 10 as my top pick, Ben and Joe. Speed on the outside for trainer Hugh McMahon. And in race number 8, I go 2 deep using the 2 and the 5. I think Don't Call Me Mary is the horse to beat. Tall Pledge. She bested Chubb Wagon. She's the only horse that has ever bested Chubb Wagon. Chubb Wagon 11 times starts, 10 wins. I didn't feel like singling on her though, because what if Field Esprit, the number 5, comes back into top form? I'm afraid of her. So I used her in there as well. And then hopefully in race number 9, we're still happy and alive. 1, 6, and 7 for me. They're $18 flat for your late pick 4. I feel like this could be a bit more of a formful part of today's sequence in comparison to the race number 5, which you can tell I didn't use because I wanted to use probably about 5 or 6 horses in that field to get you going with the late pick 5. So if you do have a strong opinion in race 5, by all means, go and play that late pick 5. Look at my late pick 4 ticket if you want to increase your sequence here. Now, in race 6, we already had the stat on Jackie A. Let's talk about Absolved on the rail for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Haven't seen this runner in a lengthy amount of time, 279 days. Has had a couple of vet scratches in the interim, but I think dropping back down to that lower level, Claudio does tend to put the works in them in the mornings to get them fit, get them ready to return to the races again. So I had to use him as well.
Yeah, finally going to drop this horse in for the tag for 25. I guess the key, 1 for 27, 10 seconds. Looks like the spot to run him second, but
so we have him in second.
Yeah, we've got him at second. Slight surprise if he wins, be honest with you. I mean, at a shorter price, he's tough to love, but he's going to have flow in front of him. I think that's the key for him, just to kind of relax and class drop. Ziggy Mon, look who he's run against in the loop. Really, really fast horses. So gets in with the 7-pound bug. Alveo is riding okay. Yeah, tough to leave out of your exactas.
Yeah, I agree. And then both have some interest in number 10, Crown Count Christo, as well for trainer Dale Bennett. First off the claim for that barn has been doing decently in his last outing. Kind of, I feel like he's the type of runner that's going to pick up a piece for sort of your exotic wagers. Has that kind of more closing style that wants to run into them a little bit and hopefully maybe pass a couple of horses late.
Agreed. He's got to run a little faster, but Dale Bennett, I respect his horses. When he sends them here, they're usually live. 4 for 7 the money yet to get the win here of late. But we saw some horses at Pimlico run big for him. I definitely respect the 10. The 11 is another one out there. It's going to be part of that flow. Can he kind of keep going late's a question for me. Another, I'm hoping Jackie A, that stat just threw me over the top. Again, if you're not sold on Absolved, you're going to have big prices behind this, I could tell you.
Yeah, no, yep. I agree with you there. Race number 7, another allowance event here. First level allows 3-year-olds and up. 1 turn, 1 mile the distance here. Do have a video spotlight on Royal Number. I was highlighting it already. He had a break. They came back with him sprinting to get a race into him. And then going back to the distance that he liked, he wasn't away as quickly on his feet as some of the others were, and hence he kind of took the full force of 2 runners bumping him out of the way like a sandwich.
Yeah, he did. That was on a good sealed surface. That was the first time he was on a surface really with that kind of moisture. He wasn't able to kind of pick it up after that. They didn't go extremely fast for the flow when looking at it, depository, forward factor all the way around there. So third off the break, key. Usually good kind of a roll here. Forward works, moving into it. This horse, again, has flashed that ability. Can he come back to it? This is probably, if he's going to do it, this would be the time to do it somewhere from mid-pack.
I liked him in his last race because I thought back to the distance he won, had a race under his belt. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way, but like you said, that third time after break for trainer Michael Trombetta, shown hints of talent, like a third in the Federico Tessio, like running in the private terms, the Wither Stakes as well. I'm hoping he's going to show us the potential that I thought he had, and I think the barn did too, so we'll see how he fares here. But I landed on the number 10, Ben and Joe. Speed on the outside here for you, McMahon. Look, he nearly took them all the way last time out over the mile in 16. It means he can stay, he can grind. I think he can carry himself a long way.
Absolutely. He was part of that same race in my top selection, right? Friendly Fella on October 28th. Yeah. We saw the video with Big Venezuela, how those 3 or 4 horses, they were all battling into the stretch and held pretty well. Friendly Fella, I thought, had the worst of it outside, drops in again. That ground-saving tactic might work, and just in a race, tough to split a couple of these. Very few lengths separating. I even threw the 3 into the mix up against it, who you're going to get a price on. You look at his odds, 58 to 1, whatever, 68 to 1, 52 to 1. But he's a kind of a different horse right now in the dirt. He's running a little bit better, so I think he's a sneaky long shot play in here.
Why not? Yep. Like you said, they're tough to separate. You want to put in a horse that might be able to at least run for a nice check, and then you can get your exotic plays home with your trifectas and such. Race number 8, 6 furlong the distance, 3 other than optional claim. This is our feature race of the day. And look, it's hard to look past the number 2, the top Pletcher runner, Don't Call Me Mary. We do have a video spotlight of a little while ago. I think that was the 11th of June at Belmont. She is the type of runner that needs to be driven the entire way. I was watching that. Louis Size set down to work on her nearly from the get-go. But she responds, though, and you see that here. She keeps on fighting and takes over in quite convincing fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big run, and this was a top number of hers, from prior races. Was able to chase a contested pace and just kept on going under urging. You need a strong rider when you're dealing with a horse like this. Sanchez can do that. He's strong enough to kind of keep her into the mix. But on a track that's kind of speed favoring and stuff, can she grab it and keep going and accelerate fast enough? That's going to be the question. She's going to be an awfully short price. Yeah, she beat Chubb Wagon. Look at the Bella Sophia.
The only horse to ever do so.
Yes, and some of the other horses that she's kind of did. She did that on and off track. This is going to be a fast track today. But Bella Sophia, you see the other class horses she's been facing. But Fiat Esprit, Jerry Robb, second off of a break against the bias in the Maryland Million, a barn that is just rolling along right now. We talked about his stat with the fillies and mares. Yeah, I think she's definitely got a shot to upset the apple cart here.
I agree. I don't single on Don't Call Me Mary because I'm afraid of Feel the Spree. We've been talking about how Jerry Roberts has been doing so well with these fillies and mares. I can think he can get her back to some of her winning ways, especially, before she had a winter break, came back in a Maryland Million distance. That was not an easy race to come back of after such a long break. Has that race under belt, like you said, perhaps wasn't on the best part of the track on the day either.
Yep.
Coming back here with that race under her belt, I think she's going to, at least have that race underneath her to get that extra fitness edge. And she's got the talent. She's clearly capable of running numbers to rival Don't Call Me Mary. And you're not going to get a price on Don't Call Me Mary. I mean, Tom Pletcher, when he comes over here, I think he sits at about 65% of them run in the money. 30% of them win, still a positive return on investment, a lower average payoff, but still a positive return on investment when I was looking up the stats for the Pletcher barn. So doesn't run that many over here, but when he does, he comes down here to win. So
it's a situation with these multi-race wagers as well. I mean, she's going to be a major single for people because you're going to have to find a spot somewhere to trim that ticket down. And I think a lot of people are just going to, Pletcher, got to have, let's say, very, very strong chance of winning. Don't leave out the 5. The 6 is kind of hinted back at some form with some speed. But, if I had that preference, I agree with you. If there's going to be that upsetter, I would think it's the 5.
I think if you are playing those exotic wagers and you can afford not to single, include the 5. Because if the 2 gets beaten, you're in for an incredible payout. Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone wants to play those sort of exotic longer wagers, including your Rainbow Pick 6, I think that would be kind of the way to go. Final race on the card, 5.5 furlongs on the dirt. Maiden claimers there, 25-20 for the ladies. I thought this was a really tough one to figure out, actually. I know we landed on some of the same horses, had a couple of scratch in here as well. We landed on Birthday Wish, dropping back down for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. Maiden Special Weight down to the Maiden 25. I think that kind of getting back to the class that she enjoyed 2 starts ago is going to help her.
I think sprinting is probably a little bit better factor too. Got caught behind that moderate pace, wasn't able to kick on. Ghost Maiden, I think, ran a 78 there. Their speed to the inside. Things will set up. I like the run that she brought 2 races back. I think it'll work in here. Mount Lily certainly has run a little bit faster in prior races. Where do you see her right now? She looks like, she's kind of going the wrong way.
Yeah.
First time tag. Now that is an okay stat for Mark Reed. 5 for 21 with Maiden's first tag with an ROI of 234. Looks like to me one of these 2 should win it.
Yeah, I use the speedster on the inside, though. I know I Love Megan will have to translate some of her recent figures to the main track, but she did okay last time out on the main track 3 starts ago. So kind of wondered if she can navigate herself a nice position, just try and kind of get the jump on them, to be honest, and see how far she can take them. So I use her here as well. And that will do it for us this morning show. Lightning Round will be back again tomorrow. I'm going to have some fun today. And, of course, Tronic 5 starts on Friday, too. So we'll have a couple of pointers for you there.
Yeah. Good stuff. Enjoy the day and load up because I think we're going to need it today, but I think we're going to have some good payouts on this race card.
Yeah, do play along with this pick 4. They tend to pay pretty well.
We got at least a couple lately that have carried us, so we're safe for a while. So that's good.
Good luck, everyone.
All right, good luck.